Hezbollah, Arabic for Party of God, emerged from the crucible of Lebanon's civil war in the 1980s. This period was marked by intense conflict and turmoil, which created a fertile ground for the rise of militant groups. Backed by Iran, the group established itself as a dominant force in southern Lebanon. Iran's support was not just financial but also ideological, providing Hezbollah with the resources and training needed to grow. Hezbollah's initial focus was on resisting Israeli occupation. The group's guerrilla tactics and resilience in the face of a superior military force earned them a formidable reputation. The group conducted guerrilla operations, earning a reputation for military prowess and garnering significant support within Lebanon's Shia community. Their ability to provide security and social services further solidified their standing. Hezbollah's ideology blends Shia Islam with a staunch anti-Israel stance. This combination has been a powerful motivator for its members and supporters. This potent mix has resonated with many across the region, particularly those disenfranchised by poverty and instability. Hezbollah's message of resistance and empowerment appeals to those who feel marginalized. Over the decades, Hezbollah has evolved from a militia into a powerful political and social force in Lebanon. They have built schools, hospitals, and other social services, which have endeared them to the local population. The group holds seats in parliament and controls key ministries. Their political influence is now deeply entrenched in the Lebanese government. Hezbollah's deep roots in Lebanon, coupled with its military capabilities, make it a formidable actor in the Middle East's intricate web of alliances and rivalries. Their strategic alliances and military strength ensure they remain a key player in regional politics. Recent years have witnessed whispers of a potential shift in Hezbollah's strategic focus, sparking debates and concerns among political analysts and regional experts. Once primarily confined to southern Lebanon, the group's presence has been noted in other regional conflicts, notably in Syria, where their involvement has been both strategic and significant. The Syrian civil war, a brutal and complex conflict, has drawn in various regional and international actors, each with their own agendas, making the situation even more intricate and challenging. Hezbollah's involvement in Syria, alongside forces loyal to President Bashar al-Assad, has raised concerns about the group's expanding reach and influence beyond Lebanon's borders. Rumors of Hezbollah fighters being redeployed to Iraq have further fueled these concerns, suggesting a broader regional strategy that could destabilize the area. The potential for Hezbollah to establish a significant presence in Iraq has profound implications for regional stability, potentially altering the balance of power. Iraq, still reeling from years of sectarian violence and the fight against ISIS, remains highly volatile, with a fragile political and social fabric. The introduction of a powerful Shia militia, loyal to Iran, into this already combustible mix could have unintended and dangerous consequences, potentially igniting further conflict and instability in the region. The potential shift of Hezbollah's focus towards Iraq represents a significant development in the region's geopolitical landscape. It underscores the fluidity of alliances and the ever-present threat of escalating tensions. Hezbollah's presence in Iraq could embolden Shia militias already operating within the country. This could further destabilize Iraq, potentially reigniting sectarian violence and undermining efforts to rebuild the nation. Moreover, Hezbollah's involvement in Iraq could exacerbate existing tensions between Iran and Saudi Arabia. These two regional heavyweights are locked in a bitter struggle for influence across the Middle East. Hezbollah's presence in Iraq would be seen as a direct challenge to Saudi interests, potentially leading to a dangerous escalation of their proxy conflict. The United States, with its long-standing interests in the Middle East, is closely watching Hezbollah's activities. Washington has designated Hezbollah a terrorist organization and views its growing influence with deep concern. The potential for Hezbollah to gain a foothold in Iraq is particularly alarming to American policymakers. A strong Hezbollah presence in Iraq could threaten American interests in several ways. First, it could undermine the Iraqi government's stability and its ability to resist Iranian influence. Second, it could provide Iran with a direct land route to supply its allies in Syria and Lebanon, further strengthening its regional foothold. Third, it could increase the risk of attacks against American personnel and interests in Iraq and beyond. Section 5. Jerusalem's calculations, Israel's evolving threat matrix. Israel too is closely monitoring Hezbollah's activities with growing unease. Hezbollah, which fought a devastating war with Israel in 2006, remains one of the Jewish state's most potent adversaries. The prospect of Hezbollah expanding its reach to Iraq, potentially opening up a new front against Israel, is a grave concern for Israeli security officials. Hezbollah's arsenal, which includes thousands of rockets and missiles, poses a significant threat to Israeli cities and infrastructure. The group's growing capabilities, coupled with its potential presence in Iraq, would significantly complicate Israel's strategic calculations. Israel has repeatedly stated that it will not tolerate a significant Hezbollah presence on its northern border in Syria. Whether and how Israel might act to prevent a similar scenario from unfolding in Iraq remains to be seen. Section 6. Technological teeth drones and the changing face of warfare. Hezbollah's growing arsenal is not limited to conventional weaponry. The group has increasingly incorporated drones and advanced missile technology into its strategic playbook. Drones, once the exclusive domain of state actors, have become increasingly accessible to non-state groups like Hezbollah. These unmanned aerial vehicles provide Hezbollah with a cost-effective means of intelligence gathering, surveillance, and potentially even attacks. Moreover, Hezbollah has acquired a significant arsenal of sophisticated missiles, some with precision-guided capabilities. These missiles, supplied by Iran, could potentially strike deep inside Israel, targeting critical infrastructure and military installations. The proliferation of such advanced weaponry in the hands of non-state actors like Hezbollah poses a significant challenge to regional stability. Section 7. Gaza, a microcosm of a larger conflict. While much of the focus has been on Hezbollah's potential shift towards Iraq, the situation in Gaza remains a tinderbox. The Gaza Strip, a densely populated Palestinian enclave controlled by Hamas, has been subjected to a crippling Israeli blockade for over a decade. This blockade, coupled with recurring outbreaks of violence, has resulted in a dire humanitarian situation in Gaza. The recent escalation of violence between Israel and Hamas, which saw hundreds of rockets fired from Gaza and retaliatory Israeli airstrikes, underscores the fragility of the situation. The Gaza conflict, though geographically distinct from Hezbollah's activities, is intertwined with the broader regional dynamics. Any escalation in Gaza has the potential to draw in other actors, including Hezbollah, further destabilizing the region. Section 8. The quest for quiet, can a ceasefire hold? The recent ceasefire between Israel and Hamas, brokered by Egypt and other international actors, brought a fragile peace to Gaza. However, the underlying issues that led to the conflict remain unresolved. The blockade of Gaza continues and Hamas remains committed to Israel's destruction. The international community faces a daunting task in trying to broker a lasting peace agreement between Israel and the Palestinians. Such an agreement would require addressing complex issues such as the status of Jerusalem, the right of return for Palestinian refugees, and the dismantling of Hamas's military infrastructure. Until a comprehensive solution is found, the cycle of violence seems destined to repeat itself. Section 9. A new Middle Eastern chessboard: power, proxies, and perpetual instability. The Middle East has long been a region of strategic importance, and its geopolitical landscape is more complex and volatile than ever. Hezbollah's potential strategic shift towards Iraq is just one piece in the constantly evolving chess game that is Middle Eastern geopolitics. This move signifies a broader trend of non-state actors gaining influence and reshaping the power dynamics in the region. The region is characterized by a complex web of alliances, rivalries, and proxy conflicts, often fueled by sectarian tensions and the struggle for regional dominance. These conflicts are not just about territory, but also about ideology, religion, and power. The United States, Russia, Iran, Saudi Arabia, Turkey, and other regional actors all vie for influence in this volatile landscape. Each of these powers has its own strategic interests and alliances, making the situation even more intricate and unpredictable. The rise of non-state actors like Hezbollah, with their ability to project power beyond traditional borders, further complicates this already intricate picture. These groups often operate with a level of autonomy that state actors cannot match, making them formidable players in the regional power game. The Middle East finds itself at a crossroads. The choices made by regional and global powers in the coming years will shape the future of this critical region. The old order, characterized by American dominance and a semblance of stability, is crumbling. As the US reduces its footprint, other powers are quick to fill the vacuum, each with its own agenda and vision for the region. In its place, a new, more fluid and unpredictable order is emerging, one in which non-state actors like Hezbollah play an increasingly prominent role. This shift brings both opportunities and challenges, as traditional power structures are upended. The coming years will be crucial in determining the shape of this new Middle East, and the implications for regional and global security. The stakes are high and the outcomes are far from certain, making this a pivotal moment in the history of the region.